Hello, my name is Kijay and welcome to my channel, Kijay's Canvas. And today I'm just going to be showing you how I added hair and jewelry to this painting of the Gymnast Simone Biles. I am going to link all the materials that I use down below in the description box to my Amazon store. I only have a few items that aren't going to be exact on there, and that's going to be the hair, because you can just use just about any synthetic hair in any color that you want to use. And then also this puff paint that I use on the metals, just because I couldn't find the exact one. And that happened to be because they don't necessarily come like this anymore, because Polymark is actually Duncan Polymark, and Duncan Polymark is now Duncan Tulip. So long story short, this is the same thing as tulip puff paint. You can use multiple colors or whatever colors that you want to use, or you can get a standard black or white and just use that and paint on top of it. Outside of that, the only other thing that I did use that I don't mention in the video is going to be these command strips. What I did was took two and I attached one to the back of her hair, her bun, and then one onto the canvas, just so I'm able to take it off and reattach it or redo the bun if need be. Or if I decided that I wanted to give her a braid, I could do so as well without having to worry about her hair being glued to the canvas. All right, so before we go any further, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button for me, so that way you get notifications of my future content. And let's go. I think that's the last material that I didn't necessarily include in the video to show you. But now that that's out the way, let's get into the video. So first thing I did was prep my earrings. I took a needle nose plier and a wire cutter, and I cut the back of the post off. And then once I was done doing that, just to make sure that there was a smooth back, I pressed down a little bit and then took a piece of sandpaper and just sanded down the back, so that way I wouldn't run the risk of that poking through the back of my canvas. And then I'm just going to go in with some E6000 glue, my favorite craft glue. It is the duct tape of all glues, but you do need to use enough of it for it to work. I was trying to be a little demure and just use a toothpick and add a little dot onto my canvas. But of course, you need more than just a dot, so you're going to have to really go in and just slap that glue on that canvas. After adding the glue, you want to make adjustments, make sure it's in the correct spot, and then take some tape and place it tightly over the earring so that way it holds it in place while it's drying. If needed, make sure to go back in with more glue and a toothpick to go in and get that glue into those crevices. Will take 24 hours to dry, so keep that in mind. Just make sure your tape is on there tight enough to hold it in the place that you want to keep it. After that was done, it's time to add the hair. I used a bundle of Bobby Boss that I got on sale from my local beauty supply. I think the length was around 22 inches, something like that. So I just went ahead and cut it in half right down the middle. After cutting, I took the blunt end, and usually if using a blunt end hair like this, you would just take the ends and kind of feather them out. But instead, what I did was I took a beard straightener on low and I just straightened the ends a little bit, and that was just so much faster. I wish I had that tip growing up, feathering hair for my mom, but here we are now. You can also use a hot comb on low heat, or like a straightener on low heat. Some type of heating tool will work, but just be careful. It is synthetic, it will melt. So after I got my ends together, I tried using the E6000 glue, but it just wasn't tacky enough, so I ended up using a clear glue instead, and it worked really well. Just took a small amount, let it get a little bit tacky, and then place the edge of the hair into the glue in the direction that you want it to flow. There is a little bit of a learning curve depending on what type of style you're trying to create. This is my first time doing a ponytail, so it took me a while, but I got it down along the way, just working in small sections and taking my time. I used a rat tooth comb, and the tail of that comb because it was broken and the brush to just lay down the hair into the glue as I went along. So I just kept adding hair in layers, starting from the back of her head, working towards the front of her forehead. So that way, as I got closer to the hairline, there'd be less and less glue on the hair. Keep in mind, you really only want the glue at the very ends of the hair and not along the shaft, because what'll happen is it'll cause the hair to come together in a unnatural way. Just repeat these rows as you go along and get closer to the hairline. If you like, you can go ahead and skip ahead to find out the next step. Obviously, I went back in for more rows, but after I was done with that, it was time to heat set the hair. So I did try to use my heat gun, but it turns out a curling iron worked better. Now you can use something besides a curling iron. You can use a flat iron or a hot comb. Just make sure whatever you use is on low heat so that way you don't melt the hair. Just continue to apply heat in the direction you want the hair to lay until you get the desired effect or until you have to go in and use some bobby pins. All right, so that was the last major step in getting our hair and jewelry added, and now it's just time to add in the finishing touches. I even went back in with some more puff paint. The second to last step is going to be taking some of this press and seal and making our girl a little shower cap. I prefer using the press and seal over traditional cling wrap just because it sticks to the canvas a little bit better. I don't have to use tape. And we're just using this to protect the hair from the gloss spray that we're using. The Fusion 1 clear finish from Krylon is what I ended up using, but I normally use a different one for their brand, but it's the same brand. Shouldn't be too big of a difference, and it works just as well. Now, I have tried a brush on sealer in the past, but I was not a fan. I'm not sure if I'll be able to figure out how to add that short here, but if you get a chance, you can go to my shorts and view that video of spray on sealers versus brush on sealers. Obviously, you know which one I preferred, but if you want to know why, go check it out. There you have it. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.